AITA for feeling betrayed after my wife's emotional affair. Even though she says we were done, I'm a 39-year-old man. My soon-to-be ex-wife is also 39. I believe she had an affair. She insists she did nothing wrong. We have been married for 15 years. We have 5 children together. Our marriage has not always been perfect, but we built a beautiful family and we truly do love each other. Recently, we hit a very rough patch. After a heated argument, my wife told me she was finished. She said she wanted me to move out and that she was done with our marriage. I refused to leave our home, first, because I still wanted to fight for our relationship and I did not believe we could truly work on things while living apart. Second, because I was concerned about custody and had heard that moving out before any legal steps could hurt my position. So instead, I moved to the couch. Several months went by. We still spent time together as a family. We even remained intimate on occasion. But I could feel her pulling away emotionally. Eventually, the intimacy stopped completely. I began to sink into a deep depression. My side of the family was hosting a reunion during my birthday. My wife chose not to attend. She scheduled a work trip specifically so she would not have to go. Right before I left for that family trip, she told me clearly that it was over. She said we needed to start planning our separation and begin the divorce process as soon as I returned. That felt like the final nail in the coffin. The trip itself was actually healing. I had a wonderful time with my children and extended family. I tried to cherish every moment, knowing the hard road ahead would deeply affect them. But as soon as I came home, my mind kept circling back to our situation. Out of desperation and something I would never normally do, I looked through her laptop. What I found shattered me. There was a months-long emotional affair, beginning in April of that year. It was now the end of summer. I took the laptop and went straight to my in-laws' house to stay the night. Through text messages with both the man and one of her close work friends, I learned the whole story. Shortly after starting a new remote job, she developed feelings for a male coworker who lived across the country. They rarely saw each other in person, but they found chances to meet during work conferences. Their first meeting was in Las Vegas, at her very first company event. They had drinks and stayed up talking until the early hours of the morning. After that night, they began texting and FaceTiming almost every single day. She sent him photos of her hotel bed with messages like, "Big enough for 2, you could have been here." All of this happened while I was just in the next room, sleeping on the couch, heartbroken and trying to figure out how to save our marriage. They planned another meeting in New York City during my actual birthday weekend. They spent weeks aligning their work travel schedules just so they could be in the same place at the same time. In her text with her friend, she even discussed what she would do after they became physically intimate. It was clearly heading in that direction. But something shifted. By the time they met in New York, the spark had faded. They only had coffee. She ended things that day. The last message I saw was sent just a few days after their meeting. I was furious. She was angry that I read her private messages, which I admit was a violation, and I am working to understand why I did it. But I told her plainly, what she did was cheating. She insists it was not, because in her mind, we were already over. She reminded me she had asked me multiple times to leave and had declared the marriage finished. I reminded her this is not a teenage relationship. This is a 15-year marriage with 5 children. I never agreed we were free to date other people. In fact, we had that exact conversation before, but never during this separation. To me, saying we are done does not mean either of us can start building emotional or romantic connections with someone else. I compared her to Michael Scott from The Office walking out of his office yelling, "I declare bankruptcy." Otter. As if those words alone erase real responsibilities. She will only say that perhaps she should have filed for divorce first. She apologizes that I feel hurt, but refuses to call it an emotional affair. She acts as if it is no big deal. And that is the cruelest part, not only enduring the pain of betrayal, but having to convince the person who hurt you that what they did was wrong. So am I the bad guy here? Was she in the right to form this deep emotional bond with someone else while still married to me? Or do I have every reason to feel betrayed?